gonna go 10. 10.
Sounds good. 10.
I think it's
10
good for
sounds.
now, right? Yeah.
A little background.
Yeah,
Doesn't
as we
hurt
say
anybody.
hello. No, it doesn't. We have a different angle in the garage this morning. Are you in the passenger seat?
Yeah, I was gonna try it out, see if it works for me any better. If like the steering wheel's not right in front of me, you know.
That's a good point. How is it?
We'll see. So far a little awkward, man. I don't like sitting on this side.
I'm sure it is definitely different. It kind of feels like you shouldn't be in there when you're sitting in the passenger seat doing work like that sometimes. It's kind of how I feel, you know?
Yeah. So it might be a one-time thing.
I'm glad you're trying it. What's up, Craig? Orion's in the house. Paul, how's everything going with the baby?
Always wanting to know how everything is going with Paul and his baby.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Paul, are you working right now? Did you hop back in yet? Is it going on? Because that makes things a little bit more challenging, you know? So
I think he said he got 2 or 3 months off. Can't remember.
I know he had some time off. I know he was
Yeah.
at some point looking for a new gig as well. So hoping all of that. I'm just looking over here at just getting all this information out. It's a lot of work to just run some of these things sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're making it work though. It's all good. All right, guys. And if you ever want to support us too, give us a little subscribey. We're here. We're here just making dreams happen, you know? So
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at this. We got an anniversary today. So many things happening. And look at our community just stepping in and making sure everyone feels loved. Dom, are you done with Christmas shopping? I asked this yesterday. I don't really know where you're at with this. What's happening?
I think we're pretty much done. Yeah. I mean, we might have those last minute gifts for the extended family members. Like when we go, and go visit everyone. I think we're gonna go visit the family the night before Christmas, and then that way we can be home for actual Christmas. So
okay, idea.
I think there's probably still a couple of gifts we need to get, like grandparents and aunts and uncles and stuff like that. Not too much though.
I feel like we're not doing as much of like family gifting back and forth. I think once everybody had kids, I think it was something that we didn't do as much of, which I think kind of works. I don't think we have to get crazy with it all, but but yeah.
Yeah, the list gets really big.
It does get big. Jason, are you done with Christmas shopping yet?
I am. I'm making a lot of things.
You're making things?
Yeah. I got a few things I need to buy. I have to wait until the 15th till we get paid again to get some of this.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that we all don't get stressed. My goal every year is to think about getting so set up that the week going into Christmas, or the few days before, that I'm not feeling as if I have to do something else. I can sit back, I can relax. But you know what? It's not going to happen, I feel like, until like the purchase happens, the wrapping happens, and it's under the tree, and we just wake up and we enjoy it on Christmas Day. But I feel like all of the things leading up, and then obviously the night before, it's just anxiety provoking. You know what I mean?
I figured out that it's like I'm making really good progress in like the things that I'm doing, which replaces the feeling that I'm behind. So that feeling of behind is probably going to hit about the 23rd around lunchtime, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wishing you not as much anxiety.
I wish you. I think it's. Sorry, Dom. You go. I already told.
No, I was gonna say I got a random question for you guys. Well, not random because Ryan just mentioned it, but do you guys have gifts under the tree earlier, or do they all just magically appear overnight?
We have them appear throughout the month, and when I say we, I mean Kristen.
But like, are those just like gifts for kids and other family members, or?
That's a great question, Dom. I don't know.
You're like I'm not looking at the tags. I'm I'm working right now. I'm making stuff.
Jason, you guys have, I want to say interesting. I feel like you guys have your own personal take on gifts for Christmas, right?
The gifts come from people and family. The stockings come from Santa.
Oh, okay.
Or the elf on the shelf leaves the stockings on the last day before Sparkle leaves, because that's their name. But that's kind of how we've done it before. That's how we've done it before.
Has that been a good transition for you guys? Does it give your family a new dynamic or thought or outlook
It's just
on
like
kind of what the hell?
because like part of it's is like, Christmas is about giving, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whether you're giving your time or a gift, it's like I think it's important for the girls to see that other people care about them, not just Santa Claus, Saint Nick,
Yeah,
whoever.
I think
Um,
that's important.
and
Can I share? I want to share where I've found lately last year. Most things do just kind of they get under the tree the night before, the morning of. Lauren does majority of the wrapping. But I've been trying to pull the girls aside and say, hey, let's make sure we get a gift for, Sloan and mom, or, DM and mom. And that's been a fun experience because I want them to have that feeling of giving. And even like last year, our youngest was not in a position to like so much kind of give a gift. Because obviously we're doing the work there, but I want my kids to feel what it feels like to give. And I'm always really big on, because this happened last year with my oldest, of not expecting something in return. So she's like, oh, but like DM didn't get me anything last year. And that itself has been like a really good experience. But to answer Dom's question, those are the presents that we'll put under the tree a little bit earlier. So then I think then it almost transitions into, Jason, kind of how your family is doing it, where they know that someone is thinking about them or taking care of them. So
yeah,
that's been a helpful thing.
Yeah, so to answer my side of it, there's like no gifts under the tree except those random, like not random, but those family gifts that we might be wrapping and getting ready for other people. And then like there's not even gifts for like Amy or I, like the gifts that we get each other. And then so everything, like what David said, everything gets wrapped and hidden somewhere. I don't think my kids go around trying to find them. I remember that was my childhood. Me and my sister would run around trying to find where the gifts were hidden. And
Yeah.
then magically overnight, what feels like 10,000 presents appear. I don't think
It
that's the right
does.
way. That's just the way that I grew up. I think that's the way my wife grew up. And okay, sorry. I just read Craig's comment and it threw me off. I didn't have the context. But anyways, but yeah, that's how that goes. Craig.
We'll just throw that up, make sure everyone can take a look at it.
we
But yeah,
grew up
no,
kind of. Me and Ryan, and Kyle, we grew up kind of similar. It was we had a grandmother who was extremely Christmas minded. Her house was like covered in gifts. Like when we arrived, I remember like we would go visit. They lived in Seattle, and there's just like gifts like everywhere, like stacked, like a storybook. And mom did that. Sorry, Santa did that. But that would also kind of be our experience. Like we would wake up and then everything was there.
yeah, it was definitely a special feeling. I'm just, thinking about that now as a parent, very anxiety provoking, wanting to make sure everyone's happy. We don't really do the like the same number of gifts kind of thing, but we do try and kind of like how much value It's kind of going into all their gifts right now because kids are definitely different at the moment. So,
And they definitely
Can
compare
I-
and contrast.
yeah, you know what? I'm not even worried about my kids comparing and contrasting. Right now with my 8-year-old, I'm just worried about some of the comparing and contrasting that goes on with, sorry, a bulldog just walked in my room. Hold on a second. What was I just saying? Oh, I was worried about the friends comparing, especially here because like I know Sloan hits so many like kids, and then they're talking about what they got, and then I'm like, okay, how's she gonna feel because she's such like an emotional kid? So always kind of thinking about it.
So the other question I have is, do you guys know how to wrap gifts? Is that why you don't wrap them, or is it just your wives? They're doing it.
I know how to wrap gifts.
Okay.
I think I'm decent at it. No, Kristen's just, I mean, she's just better at planning all around than I am.
Yeah.
I'm a wild card.
The artist. Never knows
I
when
feel
you're
as if
Never know,
making
never know when I'm going to buy something. But yeah, that's something I wish I was a little bit better at for sure. So I appreciate her for that.
I definitely feel like I can wrap gifts really well, but the same kind of thing. I feel like the amount of effort and things having to match. I was like, I could just use different paper right now. I don't have an issue. But like, I feel like Laura needs everything to kind of like match, and then has to have a special touch to it and all that kind of stuff. So
they'll just be like, that
like,
paper's from Dad. It's two different wrapping papers that he just taped together.
And then there's a strip of extra paper that's covering the part he didn't cut the paper big enough for.
I think that's a newspaper.
I think it's kind of cathartic. I do enjoy it. It is frustrating all at the same time. But I think it's kind, but I'm also like, sometimes I'm rapping and I feel like at some point for Christmas, I'm like, this is dumb. It is, because you think about how much money you spend on the wrapping paper and how much time you do it. And you're like, the kids aren't even going to care. But I think this is important, and excuse me as I bridge, but I feel like that one little moment, right, that we have like as kids wake up and they see underneath the tree all of these wrapped presents versus just presents sitting, like gifts or toys sitting there. It's like, having to see them wrapped is that one moment that I think gets burned into your head, right? So like these small moments that in that moment where I'm at and I'm thinking this is dumb, well, it's really big for the kids. I think that like that memory of them seeing all that kind of stuff is really important, which is kind of what the reading was about today, right? Those like small everyday type of moments for, I guess, or with the kids that, we realize that is now maybe a big deal. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that like seeing all those presents, the massive presents that are wrapped, does that give us purpose?
Yeah, I think it's that moment of them turning down the stairs and seeing it. And I think that's why we always do it. Like, it's just that big surprise. And then to go further, because I like, as you said that, I thought about, I'm like, what would it be like if you just like one year, just all the gifts were there under the tree unwrapped? I'm like, that would be an interesting take. But then I think they would just go to like, the best gift, and they wouldn't get the surprise factor of like opening each one and like, getting to see their face when it's like a book instead of a toy, or or like a pair of shoes that they really wanted or something like that. So, or just one year, just like keep them all in the Amazon boxes.
See,
just
that I
be a
feel like
stack of
ruins
Amazon
Christmas.
boxes
No.
under there.
Wow, a receipt.
Also, congrats to Craig for discussing topics like balls and anal in the same stream all at once. This is great. Thank you so much.
Nailed all 3 holes. Well done.
But he's also talking about how he's quit smoking and how Nate's legal battle is over. Like, so Craig's all over the place. We love you, Craig. We bring life to the chat.
Yeah, but if it means anything, I missed all that, and all I see is balls and anal. So
All right, so that's more about you than Craig.
We see what we want to see, Ryan.
it's the truth. I guess my mind is just like my X feed.
Ryan,
So,
Ryan, did you get your nap in yesterday? Are you feeling energized
no,
today?
I did not. I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday. Yesterday just was a weird day altogether. It just was kind of tough to actually kind of work my way through it. But I did. Didn't get my nap in. Wait, but that was also Wednesday. Thursday. No, yeah, I guess that was the couch. I don't want to touch that couch, especially now talking about balls and anal. I don't know what happened on that couch. So
We don't want to sit on that couch again.
no way.
That goes out. That
Definitely.
goes out to the porch. That's a porch couch now.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back in as I feel like sometimes I need to. You guys can just be like, stop it, don't do it. But I do want to ask the question, guys. Now with talking about Christmas, balls and anal, and also wrapping presents, what's one small moment that you think you have to kind of give back to your kids? I'm gonna share one that I missed last night, and I knew I was missing it. I knew the words I was using wasn't happening for me. But what would be considered a small moment that maybe we think is small, but that is not small for our kids, and maybe we can even look at as like a big one. I have two now that I think about it, but
Are we
any of
still
those?
talking about Christmas, or are we opening it up to anything else?
Anything else?
So mine was like, so my easy one is I chose to work late instead of coming home early, so I missed a lot of moments. Got home at 8. But then the second one was when at some point my son had asked me to go outside and look at the decorations with him, and I was just like, nobody, like I've already seen them, and it's too cold outside, and I just like kind of shut it down. So that was like a thing. Like I know, I know what the decorations are. He knows what the decorations are. Like we've been outside plenty of times, but it was already like 8:30 kind of thing. So yeah, I definitely missed that little moment with him. And then shortly after, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to bed." Like not response to that. Like thanks, Dick. Like I'm out. But yeah, I definitely missed out on that one.
Oh man. How do you feel about that this morning? Do you feel like you definitely need to revisit that? Oh, we got to get this anal thing down, by the way.
Yeah, it's, the thing about small moments is like, it's also where you need to realize that there's plenty of them. I mean, they are fleeting. Our kids are growing, but like there's going to be plenty more today. Like I wasn't in the space yesterday, so gotta give myself a little grace, and I know that I'm going to be around for the next 3 days, like 100%. So I'm going to have all, a week's worth of moments in 3 days is what I typically try to do.
Got it. That is, I could feel that moment kind of coming. It's like I missed it. My first thought went to making sure that we will plan to go see the lights. Be like, oh, let's definitely plan to go see the lights. I think that we have to do that. I know it's a big thing here. I mean, it's a big thing everywhere, right? Jason, do you have any of those moments that you kind of missed? Also, is that ribbon behind you? Were you wrapping gifts recently?
A ribbon behind me on the table?
Yeah. It's like a red thing.
It is ribbon.
What are you doing with it?
His wife's sending him a hint, like you're wrapping this year.
She just placed it behind him.
She's like, while you're doing all that art down there, what you got
yes. Some free time. Yes, it is ribbon, but it was not used for wrapping. Got a handheld Dremel tool. Those things are kind of cool. So when I did I was trying to think of moments that don't have to do with our mourning, because like anytime, like especially this month, like the first few pages, at first I was feeling like existential dread about everything it was bringing up about, time's fleeting and all that jazz. And now it's like, how many more times can I reflect on the mourning? So I've been really struggling to find like where those moments are in the rest of the day. And the other part is when we're at home. So I guess Um, the I would say before bedtime, we say it's bedtime and the girls go crazy, and then they start, playing and being really cute and adorable. And I would say the times that those little moments that I don't want to go away is when like they're actually playing with each other and they're asking each other to like pretend and do things. It's like more my second two kids. My my oldest is more of like a facilitator sometimes, but she's really good about staying involved in that.
Hmm.
Like last night we had a dance party. And I was like, normally, like maybe 2 months ago, I'd be like, okay, let's go dance. But this time I was like, nope, I'm going to dive into this. So I put on one of Kristen's dresses as a tube top and we learned how to do the wobble again.
Wow.
And it was fun.
How did the tube top fit?
I thought it looked great in it.
Nice, man.
Really, it accentuated my shoulders, if I don't say so myself.
Isn't that the purpose of it? Isn't it to kind of give your shoulders and your back a little bit of air, kind of
Yeah.
get it out there? Show the
It was
people?
very nice. It was like, wow, this is great. All I feel is the top band above my nipples.
Nice. Well, I was definitely thinking about. I like the dance, the bedtime kind of thing. Last night, in terms of big moments, small moments, I know that my oldest she's been having a hard time going to sleep. So I've been kind of saying certain things around. Oh, now I think about it, I missed 2 moments. I need some feedback from you guys. Help me out with this. So she's been having a really hard time going to sleep because she'll get out of bed. She's like, I can't go to sleep. I don't know. Like, I'm just so bored. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But like, I think that we also need to make sure that, it's like, you're going to be bored. That's kind of part of what this happens. So like, we'll put on a podcast or listen to that. Usually it's like a Bluey podcast. That's what she likes. But we'll put that on, but she's still going to have a hard time sleeping. So lately we've been giving her these activity books. And someone for her birthday just gave her a, what's it called? Those Mad Libs, right? So she got a book of like Mad Libs and she has an activity book and stuff like that. So recently last night she asked me, she's like, can you do the Mad Libs with me? Just in a moment of like, I can't do, like, I just like, that doesn't fit right now. But I knew that it was like, she's having trouble sleeping, but I feel like that was a big moment for me to actually help her like be able to go to sleep. Because the other night I was like, let's just talk about meditation. Like, do you know what meditation is? Just trying to see what that was. And she was like, I was telling her, and I told her before too, but then she asked me, we weren't talking for a couple minutes as like people were kind of getting settled for the night. And then she goes, Dad, how do I meditate? And I did not take advantage of the moment. And so it was something that I kind of missed. And again, it wasn't fitting into like what could actually happen there. But if I did rewind, I was like, it's such a big thing for her that I have to make sure that if I could have maybe laid with her to kind of talk about meditation, seen like kind of like even what like a body scan could be. So I feel like that's a big moment that maybe in the moment I was thinking was small, or I treated small rather. And so that's what I would go back to. So that's what I was thinking about as I was reading here.
Maybe you missed, but you also learned something.
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of sharing with it because it's like that's not just like if there was like space for like garbage time, I think it would have been really good, right? But there really wasn't space because it was a really busy kind of like moment that was happening. But last night, I think in particular, I think the energy wasn't there. I was just out of it last night, and but yeah, I need to kind of be a little better there. I would want to be better because I'm on my mind right now and I'm talking about it. So, but being present, I think is what we're kind of talking about right now. And, trying not to be distracted so much. So that's where I'm at. Those are my thoughts.
Maybe you find some time or plan some time in your mind to sit down with her and like recover the conversation. And like, even if it's like in the morning or in the middle of the day, just be like, hey, honey, like the other night, you asked me a question. I didn't kind of jump on the answer, but let's talk about it right now. And then that way, when the moment comes in the latter part of the evening, look at that guy. Look at that beast.
Whoa, that is
Let's
a
go.
dog.
Yeah, he's going to be with us until Tuesday, right? Your dad's gone until Tuesday.
Nice. How's he doing? How are the kids doing with that guy?
Oh, he just got here like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, right on.
We met him. But yeah, we were supposed to be taking care of dogs for Sloan. So the kids had a dog to play with without us having to get them a dog. But now it's just turned into,
Wanting a dog.
Lauren, I think, facilitating getting dogs in here. And then I'm taking care of the dog if I'm here. And then she's here, she's taking care of the dog. But now we just kind of take care of dogs, like a little side gig. But I think it's been enjoyable. So I think we're going to keep
You
doing
guys
it.
have been doing that for a while. That's what I was curious about. How that's been working out for you guys in the family?
Oh yeah, we've been doing it. And maybe it's like, yeah, since it was warmer for sure. So like in the summer, I guess we were doing it, but that was like, it was kind of like on and off a little bit.
Yeah.
And, but I think like lately we've been like, yeah, let's just kind of keep the calendar open. And if people want to, drop off the dog, we're not going anywhere right now. A lot of people kind of leave the city. So I think that we're like, let's take care of your dog right now. I do remember Gary Vee actually mentioning, he was like, if you want to pick up a side gig, during the pandemic, so many people got animals. And so more people have animals right now. They have pets. And so if you want to make sure that you're going to maybe take advantage of that, then you can just be a caretaker for animals. So that's kind of what we're doing, I guess. It's cool.
Yeah, we've done that a bunch. Like dropped our dog off with people. Now we have a really nice set of neighbors that have the key to our house, so they just come over and watch Dash when we're gone.
What's up, Anna Ray? Yeah, for sure. It is. I think everyone needs it. Dom needs it. Dom, you can come drop off your dog. I'd love that.
He wouldn't make it that far. Dude
No,
has travel issues.
I will need your address at some point to send you Dash over here. He's still hanging on my wall. It's like 90% done.
Yeah, man, whatever. You could. We'll just have to search the email. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll find it. No worries.
Jason, why don't we? Do you want to give us an update on Dash really quickly?
Yeah, he's a little bit darker than I want. I feel like Dash seems, in my head, Dash is a bit more of a happier dog, and he looks a little bit more mad right now. So I just have to do some chiaroscuro adjustments to shading and attitude in a creative
Wait,
manner.
what does chiaroscuro mean?
Chiaroscuro is shading something so it looks three-dimensional on a page or a canvas.
Oh, I didn't know that. Don, did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I wasn't like sitting here being like,
Thanks for
oh, is
asking.
this something we all talk about?
I'm sure it's normal for Jason.
Chiaroscuro?
It's like, you guys didn't learn that in art class? Fucking pay attention.
What'd you do? What did you do with your time?
All right, guys. Any last words for today?
Enjoy the Friday. We got 2 more till Christmas break.
Love
You're right.
love the little moments, folks. Love the little moments.
Yeah.
Also, last one, start bracing yourself for that time off with the kids, if you're home with them, to be open to those little moments, especially towards the end when you start wanting to go back to whatever routine is yours. I have 2 weeks with them, so I feel like, I know not everybody has 2 weeks, but something that I'm going to try to focus on.
Yeah, I feel like being fully present during that time probably becomes tough towards the end there. I agree with you. Maybe we can all lean on each other during that time and kind of share what we're doing. That would be really good.
We should meet every morning or something and talk about it.
All right, let's plan.
Good idea.
Schedule it. Well, let's see how this volume is. All right, we're going to play us out. Here, do me a favor, if you guys can. Create a small moment today. Small, ordinary moment, if you guys have one of those. Important part of your day or not, but just be fully present if you definitely can. See how maybe you can turn some garbage time into time that you can treasure. I think that would be good. All right, guys. All right, well, we love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.